The Detroit Lions season is about to start, and to get things heated up, let's analyze a trade proposal that's been causing a stir in the NFL. Marissa Myers from TWSN made a bold prediction. Micah Parsons, the all-pro edge rusher from the Dallas Cowboys, could be heading to Detroit. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more analyses and discussions about our team's future. Let's be realistic. This idea might seem absurd given the context. The Cowboys are about to face a major financial challenge as they try to extend contracts for key players like Dak Prescott and Parsons. It's understandable that the Lions, with salary cap space, could be an attractive destination for Parsons. However, trading one of the league's best defenders to an NFC rival seems unlikely. But since we're exploring possibilities, let's check out the proposed trade terms. What the Lions would receive: Micah Parsons. What the Cowboys would receive: 2 first-round picks, 1 third-round pick, 1 sixth-round pick, David Montgomery, and possibly an offensive lineman. The original proposal was inspired by the trade that sent Khalil Mack to the Bears, including Montgomery and an offensive lineman. However, this idea seems exaggerated. With an impressive backfield featuring Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs and an elite offensive line, the Lions shouldn't give up these essential assets, even for a top-tier defender. If I were in the position to negotiate for Parsons, my proposal would be more reasonable. What the Lions would receive: Micah Parsons and a 2025 fourth-round pick. What the Cowboys would receive: a 2025 first-round pick, a 2026 first-round pick, and a 2026 third-round pick. This proposal is still substantial, but when it comes to a 25-year-old three-time All-Pro player, the cost is high. However, it doesn't need to be a new Herschel Walker situation with multiple picks and players involved. It's simply a fair trade, some valuable picks for an exceptional player. It's important to highlight that, in practice, a trade for Parsons is unlikely. The Cowboys will likely prioritize keeping one of their top defensive players before considering any trades. But, as always, it's fun to imagine what could happen in the NFL. And if you, as a Lions fan, are starting to daydream about Micah Parsons in blue and silver, remember that NFL negotiations are often more complex than they appear at first glance. The proposal we discussed is intriguing, but what's really at stake is the chemistry and strategic planning of the involved teams. For the Lions, adding Parsons could transform the defense into an even more formidable force. With a player capable of changing the game single-handedly and generating constant pressure on opposing quarterbacks, Parsons' impact in Detroit could be significant. However, the question is whether it's worth giving up future picks and talents like Montgomery to get this reinforcement. On the other hand, the Cowboys face a dilemma. Keeping a player of Parsons' caliber requires very careful financial management, and Dallas needs to balance its priorities with Prescott's contract extension. Deciding to trade Parsons wouldn't be easy, especially to an NFC rival that could benefit greatly from such a dominant player. While we speculate about these possibilities, the Lions' focus should be on consolidating what they already have and preparing the team for the season. It's always exciting to see how negotiations and strategies unfold, and even though the idea of Parsons in Detroit is tempting, reality might lead us down a different path. In the end, what really matters is how the team prepares for the start of the season and how the players on the field develop. The dream of having a player like Parsons is exciting, but the Lions have other priorities and challenges ahead. And, of course, we'll keep tracking market movements and bringing you the latest updates. So, Lions fans, stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more analyses and discussions about our team's future. The season is approaching and promises to be full of excitement. Let's not miss a moment of this journey. As a Detroit Lions fan, I can say that the idea of adding Micah Parsons to our roster is truly thrilling. The impact of a player of his caliber will be huge for our defense, bringing a new dimension and potentially turning the team into a more serious contender. However, the reality of NFL negotiations is much more complicated. Acquiring Parsons would mean making significant sacrifices, and the circulating proposal involves giving up valuable future picks and key players like David Montgomery. Our offensive line and backfield are already strengths, and altering these areas could destabilize the team, even if the return were an elite defensive talent. Strategically, I'd opt to keep what we have and focus on strengthening the team in other ways. Our young talents and team chemistry are crucial to our future success. Additionally, a trade for Parsons with all the draft picks involved could compromise our long-term planning. Still, it's great to see that we're being mentioned in conversations about big players. This only reinforces the idea that we're on the right path and starting to be seen as a relevant team in the NFC. Speculation is a fun part of the sport, and even if such a trade might not be realistic, it shows that we're in a position where we can dream big. So let's stay focused on the upcoming season, support our players, and hope that the decisions made by the management take our team to a new level. Hope and excitement are part of what it means to be a fan, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds for the Detroit Lions.